Now, if y'all don't know, which I doubt y'all don't know, but Markiplier released a movie, and yes, I have seen it. Go watch that movie. I ain't gonna say it's OD good or it's the most craziest thing I've ever seen, but for an independent film made by a YouTuber that we all know and love, especially if you love horror, you know what I'm saying? That movie fire. That movie is fire. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first found out about it, bro, I had to go down a rabbit hole. So I watched his Iron Lung playthrough. Then I went and I watched the Iron Lung story, tried to understand what's going on. I still don't know what the fuck going on. I swear, I don't know. But this right here, man, is fucking crazy. They really trying to take that shit away from. It's so much bullshit going on in America right now, bro. They trying to take that shit away from him. That nigga is beating everybody. He is number one in the country right now. Number one, still to this day. I think they put it back up, but they tried to take that shit from that nigga, bro. They tried to hide it under that lame ass Millennium movie. Nobody wants to see that shit, dog. Nobody wants to see what happened with the wife before this nigga Trump got in the presidency when nobody really wanted that nigga in the presidency. Niggas was just scared for real. I'ma keep it hot. Them niggas didn't want to go back, so they voted. They didn't want to go back. They didn't want him to put the wall up. He thought maybe if they voted him, they wouldn't do that. They fucking lied to y'all niggas. Even though y'all still ride or die for him, it is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all will soon learn that shit ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? And when you learn shit ain't like that, don't bring y'all ass back around nobody. Cause you did it to yourself. I'm just saying. But they are trying to censor this nigga Markiplier, bruh. We cannot stand for this shit. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up on Markiplier. So seeing this is fire. It's so fire. It's I'm going to like, cause you know I fuck with Meezy. I fuck with your boy. All right, let's go to.
Imagine if a horror movie was beating out major releases from the major studios, and it was all financed by one guy, and that's a YouTuber.
I see that one in your eyes.
Yeah.
For one purpose do we run alone in the one.
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly one standby.
For those of you who don't know, that is Markiplier, an OG in the YouTube game. He's been around for a very long time and has built up a cult-like fan base that consumes whatever he puts out whenever he puts out. And he decided to follow his passions and chase his dreams. He's not an algorithm addict. He's not making a title or thumbnail for, you know, fan enjoyment that's just casually scrolling through YouTube's homepage. He wants to make movies and not just star in them. He wants to self-finance, write, direct, edit, and executive produce them. See, this isn't some creator cameo where you walk on screen for 2 seconds, show your face in an attempt to just grab a bunch of those eyes that Hollywood normally does. No. This is a replacement of the entire pipeline. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. Now, back into the video. If you're a film aficionado, you know that most parts of the movie making process are done by different people. There's somebody financing it, usually a big company. There's writers, there's directors, there's editors, there's executive producers. But this time it's a little bit different. Markiplier, the YouTuber, isn't just an actor in the film. He's doing everything.
The director's cut, because as the director, I'm also the editor. So I edited that down. But I would love to talk in depth about my editing decisions and go through the timeline with you guys at some point. I know that'd probably be a more boring kind of thing, but at the same time, it's something, it's part of the process, right? It's part of all of it.
The reason why this is different is because of two things. One, when you say YouTuber, you usually think of reactionary content creator, commentator, you know, maybe a guy that does Mr. Beast type videos or whatever the case may be. So this is a totally different step. The stakes have been raised in the content creation game as of late, but what Markiplier did is take on a whole new concept that hasn't been done before. And two, the movie making process is bloated to hell. Just last month, I believe I heard Ben Affleck talk on the All the Smoke podcast about why the movie industry was dead, and a lot of it was due to just bloating when it comes to making the movies.
What do you say to the people that say Hollywood is dead? It's too expensive to make movies out here.
Sadly, there is some truth to that. And part of it's,
you got people that want to work and and that are really willing, especially like here in town. But then it can cost more in California. The big thing is that other states or even other countries give these tax breaks. So then it's like you can't compete with that.
Louisiana,
So all of a sudden, and then they'll be okay. New Mexico, Massachusetts, Louisiana, Georgia, but then they also disappear. It's kind of whack-a-mole, and everybody's or London, like the UK gives out. That's why all the superhero movies are all made in London. And that's I'm sure it's a lot of money in the rebates that they're giving away.
But to do a movie that you definitely want to hit the theaters, that you definitely want to see be seen, what would be the budget for that? Like just a number.
People will tell you now, like it's very, very difficult to make a movie for less than $25 million, right?
Yeah.
And 25, and it can go up very quickly as soon as you got a big stunt unit or big action stuff or visual effects. And here's the thing with theatrical, which is why it's very hard. Like you spend about the same amount that you spend on the movie to advertise the movie. So if you spend $25 million to make the movie, you $25 million to advertise the movie. So now you got $50 million into the movie. And from the movie theaters, you get back roughly 50%. So if a movie makes $100 million, you get back $50 million.
So who would dare take on such a money pit, especially one that doesn't feature any, A-list actor in order to sell a bunch of tickets? It's not featuring The Rock. It's not featuring Denzel Washington. It shouldn't be successful, but that's the thing. It is. Markiplier's Iron Lung pulled in an estimated $8.9 million on Friday for a first place finish, an impressive result considering the film was self-distributed and funded by the YouTube star. Domestic gross should climb to $17 million through Sunday, well past its initial projections of $10 million. When you build a diehard cult fan base, they're going to support you no matter what. And not because of big press campaigns that are expensive or not because there's a Warner Brother or other studio's name slapped on it, but just because of fan reception. This movie is being forced into theaters around the world.
Singapore, Malaysia, Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Philippines, Thailand, Timor, I apologize if I butchered Timor-Leste, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Macau, South Korea. So that's the initial. There might be more after that. I am still kind of just like, oh, wow, we're going there. So that's what's going to be in the next batch, and also France, and then I believe a couple other places. I need to follow up with this. This is all coming very fast. I had podcast also all day that we usually record. So I'm just now catching up to it. I just got off a podcast and I saw the latest news and I was like, well, I got to tell people about that. Or along with some extra showings in a lot of these European countries. And we're currently working on South America. Not 100% sure about that one if it's going to be there by Friday, but they're translating the captions right now.
I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. The last video that I dropped talked about Plaqueboy Max and how he was treated at the Grammys. And I saw a lot of the comments section and people were saying that this isn't some sort of disrespect, but more of a realization that, streamers are still streamers, content creators are still content creators. All these things are still true. But in real time, this is disproving any narrative like that. This doesn't have any backing besides Markiplier himself, and it's going worldwide. Why? Because people want to see good product no matter what. There's no connotations behind who it comes from. There's no stereotypes about the person that is sitting behind the computer editing or making this film. It's just about good product being rewarded. When I say rewarded, I mean it's being rewarded handsomely. It was a $3 million budget on this movie, and that's translated into a $21 million box office smash. It's outperformed major works by the different studios like Disney, who made a movie called Send Help, which was produced by Sam Raimi, and also Melania, a documentary about the president of the United States' wife, Melania Trump. These should be things that Markiplier shouldn't even be in competition with, but he is knocking them out of the water.
Numbers come in today.
Don't nobody really give a fuck about them shits, bruh. If people actually gave a fuck, they would have went to see it. These people don't care about that shit. The only people that care about that shit are the people you would expect, dog. Birds of a fucking feather flock together. Come on, let's stop being stupid. And I'm gonna keep it P, bruh. The reason why we can't really, reason why the independent shit never gets the proper love and shit support that it should, is because, for one, it may just be a bad product. If it's a bad product, it's a bad product. That is what it is. But B, if it's a good product, and the government or any higher up entity cannot make no money off of that, they don't give a fuck about it. They whatever they want, they gon' back whatever the fuck they can make some money off of. if y'all haven't noticed, money runs the fucking world. That's why most shit comes down to money. Any situation always comes down to money. If you really think about it. Especially in today's day and age. Holy fuck. Now it comes down to money and just, man, the world we live in. Am I right? Am I right? I'm telling y'all, bro, we just in some other movie. We just an NPC in a different movie, dog. There's some bigger shit going on that we don't know about.
The #1 movie in America, the #1 two-time champion. We're back, baby. Nothing better than a comeback. You know, we couldn't make it too easy on them. We had to you had to let them have their moment. You know, you gotta have a little moment, and then back, #1 again, baby. Two-time champion. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Now, so far, this has been a glaze fest, and rightfully so. This is a very, very big deal.
A hell of a big
YouTuber,
deal
somebody who
for
plays
YouTube.
video games for a living and recorded.
And that's another thing. This nigga Mark, he always had this act or this knack for the theater shit. If you didn't know, this is not his first film. This is not his first film. He made I can't remember the name of it. It was just a long time ago. Well, I don't think it was that long ago. Couple years. But he made something else. I can't think of the name of it. It'll come to me. But he made another movie, and it was actually really good. It was actually really good, if I'm not mistaken. He's always had a knack for this shit, and the fact that he turned a random indie game, He didn't turn Silent Hill into a fucking movie. He didn't turn Resident Evil into a movie. He didn't turn Five Nights at he couldn't. They did that already, but. He didn't turn these hard games that you would normally know about. He turned a random game from itch.io. A random game that a random dude made into a full-length movie that is #1 in the fucking country right now. It literally indoctrinates it just shows you, nigga, you can do it. Worry about the niggas that fuck with you. Stop worrying about, that's for me like me. I appreciate all the views I get. I appreciate all the views. But I really appreciate the people who watch me every day more. The people who watch every video I upload. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm a small creator. I know I ain't got shit going. But I appreciate the views I get. I don't give a fuck if it's 3, 10, 11, 1,000, 100, 200, 300. Y'all been going crazy on these last videos though. It's nice to see. It feels good to see that shit. When I refresh the screen and the number change, I love that shit. Y'all niggas don't understand. Even if it don't, I still appreciate the views that are there. That's why I keep going. I know I take my breaks off this shit. I be out my goddamn mind. I be having other shit going on, or I'm just not motivated to do this shit because I feel crazy for doing this shit. Fuck that, bro. I'm taking this shit the slow route, bro. It is what it is. My shit say roll to 100K, not roll to 1,000. I ain't starting small. Fuck that shit. I'm ready to hit 100K. That's what I want. And when I get to that 100K, it's gonna be a slow road. I'm gonna go up real slow. But them motherfuckers that fuck with me, I know they there for real. I'm gonna get to that shit, and watch, nigga. I don't know why I clap. But bro, it just puts it, bro, they don't want us to win. They don't want us small niggas that's doing this shit by ourselves independently, the broke way. They don't want us doing it ourselves, bro. If they can't if they can't have a hand in it, they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? If they can't have a hand in it and get paid off, if they can't, if they can't retract anything from it, they don't want to deal with it. That's why they trying to shut this nigga down, man. We cannot let that shit happen. Markiplier stay on the top, bro.
8-minute
that movie
videos
was
so
fire
they
too.
can be monetized.
They gonna tell you it's ass.
And you
they gonna
think
tell
that
you
the
it
rounds of
they gonna tell you
applause
all
would
this
be
shit.
loud as
that
hell,
movie's
but
not that
there
bad,
are a lot
bro.
of
That movie is
disgruntled
great.
voices.
I
Why?
like it.
Because
no,
this
it ain't no
busts the
crazy
system.
voodoo
It first
shit.
started off with the tracking in the
for
report.
him,
Markiplier took to the internet
did
to
a
say that,
fucking
hey,
damn good
I'm
job.
not being
I
reported
swear to God.
correctly via my numbers. And the reason why this matters is because people check on these things as a way to see if this is a good movie or if this is a bad movie. Algorithms pick up on these things to push the different trailers and the different tweets about things. If it's big on on this chart, we should go watch it. But because it wasn't reported by God knows who correctly, obviously people who are emotionally invested, like Markiplier's fans, took to the internet to
MAGA
say,
community
yo,
run
this
that
is
shit.
something
Y'all
fishy
don't know
going
MAGA
on.
got
And the
their
next
hands
bit was
in
how it
everything.
was rated.
So
And this
of
is an indie film. And Hollywood's used to indie films. They know how to handle
What movie
those
did they
things.
have
But
on
the difference
top?
is there's no direct pipeline to take this indie film creator and put him on the main stage. Why? Because he makes silly internet videos. Indie films are for those who have been to the schools, who have done the due diligence, as they say, and have made short films for their whole lives. People that have been a part of the industry and this is their way of, you know, putting some sort of stepping stone down. Those that are behind the gate. But so now when you see a 50% score on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics as opposed to a 90% score from the audience, it definitely raises questions. I think with Markiplier,
I mean, that was always the case though. You can't really trust the fucking critics fucking review because the audience review is more trustworthy than anything. The audience, the people that actually seen it, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is AI generated. I ain't gonna say AI, but it is just randomly generated hate. Motherfuckers just hate for no reason. Like they do with video games and shit. AI, High Guard. You know what I'm saying? High Guard is actually really good, by the way. I like that shit. But these people cannot. They just can't fathom people liking something. They think it's the worst thing in the world if something doesn't beat something. Everything is a fucking race to these people. Everything. It's fucking weird. Everything ain't gotta be a race. If the motherfuckers like this, let them like this. If you like that, that's cool. Like it. Ain't nobody telling you not to. But you can't tell everybody else to like the same shit you like just because you like it. Man, suck out. Man, oh my God.
showing to us is that there is a different type of threat that is brewing in the wind. Now, granted, some of these creators who can put on these big productions are still going to team up with the big distributors and, you know, kind of have some control given to them like a Mr. Beast. And I'm not saying that to fault Mr. Beast for doing what he's doing. He has a different end game and different goal. I'm proud of him for being even able to be on that main stage. But Markiplier is doing something different. He spent years building an audience and gaining their trust. He's mastered pacing, editing, and audience psychology. He's controlling the distribution through his own platform, and he can self-finance, and he can self-market. This sounds a lot like some of the streamers that are coming up as they do their big marathon streams. They don't need your permission anymore. You can tag along, but we don't need you to greenlight stuff. Whether it be Kai Cenat, whether it be Drewski, whether it be RDC, I can see a lot of creators in the future going about building.
RDC next. They better make a movie. RDC is next. They got, hey man, RDC got it. Yeah, y'all gotta come with it. Y'all gotta come with it for sure, for sure. Markiplier just laid the blueprint. Markiplier laid the blueprint. We gonna give him that. He laid the blueprint. No. Rocka laid the blueprint. Rocka laid the blueprint for real, for real. I forgot about that. Rocka laid the blueprint, but Mark just stabilized it. He just stamped that hoe. And Rocka didn't lay the blueprint because they got backing. They with A24, ain't they? Yeah, they got backing. Okay, so damn. Yeah, Mark laid the blueprint. RDC just follow that bit, make a crazy ass superhero movie, bro. We need more black superheroes on bro.
Their own and not needing these big platforms anymore. We can come together on a partnership deal like Pat McAfee and ESPN, but that doesn't mean that I need you in order to make the ship run. Now, the whole controversy is probably more based in some sort of misunderstanding, but I think there is a bigger picture in this conversation. There's some new energy flowing into the content creation / creative space, and it's challenging the old ways. Creators can now bring their own funding, bring their own audience, and bring their own distribution, and the old heads have got to watch out.
But this isn't the best I can do. I got years before I'm going to show you the best that I can do, because every single project that I'm doing is going to be a stepping stone to getting better. And it's like, finally, I can feel like I have a foothold to start climbing again.
My prediction for the future is that a lot of creators are going to see what Markiplier is doing and apply it to themselves. I'm seeing a bunch of mainstream media outlets panic and try to figure out what's next for them. And it's making them take drastic decisions like getting your favorite show off the air, or recycling this movie over and over again, or bringing in new people to these different radio stations, online presence, all this other stuff like that. They're scrambling to try to figure it out. Meanwhile, content creators are growing on a day-to-day basis and looking to replace them, not by getting down with them and laying down with them, but building their own platforms and then having that be the thing that people turn to. Part of the reason why I even built out this set in my room is so that I could have my show be picked up. Not that I would be like the internet's Wendy Williams. I know that that sounds crazy, but follow me for a second. I see all these attempts at these daytime talk shows by all these legacy celebrities, and I thought to myself, hey, if I build this up and get enough recognition, I can ultimately be picked up by a major network and then put on their platform. But just the other day, I saw the Sherry Shepherd show get canceled, and I said to myself, you know what? Why do I need to be that? Why do I need to chase the industry route? Why can't I do the Markiplier effect? And this is what I was talking about in the last video with Blackboy Max. I don't need to conform or get down with mainstream media. I can build an audience that trusts my word and will come back to watch me over and over again. I don't have to clean up. I don't have to conform. I don't have to do all these different things. I can be me, talk about what I like to talk about what you guys like to talk about. And then ultimately, I will be the Wendy Williams of the internet who stays on the internet. And when I do projects that are distributed however they may be, I don't need to rely on major funding. Markiplier didn't just make a movie, but he inspired a generation of content creators to take the independent route much more seriously.
Markiplier made the
Because
first YouTube
honestly,
movie,
that corporate route
they
is
put
not
it
the
in
good look that you
theaters.
think it is.
Bro, believe in yourself, bro. Believe in yourself, and anything y'all want to do it. Fuck what anybody got to say. Live your life how you supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Live according to your dreams. If you got a dream, live like you already doing that shit, and that shit will come to you. I promise. Just goddamn, listen, y'all gonna see it happen with me. I'm living like I'm already a top YouTuber. I don't give a fuck. I'm on this bit acting and talking like I got an audience. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but one day I will. So this is practice for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go crazy for y'all niggas. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, man. I'm just put it like this. Look, I love y'all. Everything y'all did for me. All the views y'all give me, all the fun times I done had, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have some more. We're going to make some more memories, all that shit. Hey, I'm going to catch, matter of fact, full screen. Fuck we talking about. Damn, ooh.